Welcome to 2026. Hope you've been well. I know I've been absent for a little bit, but I've been working on some stuff behind the scenes. And I filmed a couple videos here and there. Maybe I'll post them just to have them up. But basically, what I'm doing for 2026 is I'm trying to break my social media or phone addiction. More so my phone addiction in general. But within that is social media. Very specifically, scrolling on YouTube Shorts or Instagram Reels. Less so Instagram Reels, but definitely YouTube Shorts and YouTube long form as well. I've had a lot of trouble this past year in 2025, just like consuming content. And I know I've talked about this at length so many times in the past, I bet, but it really just became a very big obstacle and a big excuse as to why I wasn't reaching my goals in 2025. Not that I didn't, achieve what I wanted to in the year, or it held me back from certain things. Well, it did hold me back from a lot of things that I wanted to achieve outside of my 9 to 5 job. But super high level of how I'm going to be doing this is twofold. So on the one front, I'm going to be making my life outside of the phone super exciting, or more exciting than whatever I can find in the phone. And I'll talk a little bit more like tactically what that means. And then the other side of it is basically reducing my phone down to a brick. So maybe I'll start off on that second side, where it's just like reducing my phone into a brick. Tactically, what that means is I have blocked YouTube, Instagram, whatever, any of these social media websites, or anything that triggers me to go down like a long spiral of spending hours and hours on my phone. And I've just blocked it from my phone, which I know I should have done a while ago. And I have done that. Like, I deleted Instagram and whatever, TikTok off of my phone. I haven't had TikTok in a long, long time. But, if somebody sends you something, then you get pulled onto the browser version, which is fine. But then, you can start to spend hours there unknowingly. And then for YouTube, I kind of left it alone as kind of a crutch, because at some points I was like, oh, I'm using YouTube long form in order to educate myself and watch, business content and whatever, which I did. And I was able to curate my algorithm to like start showing me that type of content, which was great. But there's always those sneaky YouTube shorts that once you click one, who knows how long you could end up there for 30 minutes, multiple hours. And it really just, it got to a point where it's just like, man, I'm probably spending more time on shorts than I am on long form. And even when I do spend time on long form, it like ends up being this random stuff, which wasn't even educational. And then you just go to entertainment content, watching, hours long videos of golf. And it's just not productive, at least not towards achieving the goals that I set for myself. The like, honestly, if I could just get rid of this smartphone, I don't want to have an iPhone, honestly. The only reason why I think I have to have one is because of work, right? Everybody is doing this two-factor authentication stuff these days, so you kind of need a phone in order to log into anything at my work. And then plus, when I'm traveling for business, having Outlook and Teams on my phone is really helpful. So those are like the main reasons of why I even have a phone to begin with. So authentication is one, and then two is like recording, so filming things like this, or for my side project. So those are the two reasons why I need a phone to begin with. And then obviously like communicating with people, calling and texting. So what I've done is limit everything on my phone just to what I need, which is the authentication apps, my work apps, so Outlook, Teams, my email, my my like communication methods of phone and iMessage, and then also like the airline apps because I use it when I travel for work, and it just makes the airport and travel experience a lot easier when you have it all on your phone. So that's basically it. So LinkedIn is another big one where it started becoming a time suck because I didn't have any other social apps on my phone. So I would just spend hours scrolling on social media too, just in the form of LinkedIn. And you would think that it's like, oh, it's not the same, it's professional or it's productive because I can be doing some business stuff there. Um, at least like for my side project, not for work. I don't use LinkedIn for my work. That's not allowed. But yeah, basically it just turned into a replacement social media app. And I would just, instead of spending my time on Instagram and TikTok, it would be YouTube and LinkedIn. So I really wanted to get away from that. And I've kept LinkedIn on my phone, but just limited it to 10 minutes. And the only thing with like screen time limits like that is you really have to honor it yourself, right? Because you can just click the ask for more time button at the bottom and then give yourself another 15 minutes or an hour, and then you could just continually do that. And then it's just like, why did you even block the app in the first place if you're just gonna, keep bypassing it? So basically, I gave myself a 10-minute timer every day for LinkedIn, and then I'm just gonna have to hold myself to that standard. And if I find myself breaking it over and over again, I'm just gonna delete it off of my phone because I can access it on my laptop if I need it, or for whatever purposes I would be using it for would, it'd probably be better on my laptop anyways. And it would discourage me from endlessly scrolling. So that is the turning my phone into a brick side. The other side is like making my life outside of the phone more exciting than what I could find inside of it. And a lot of that really comes down to just numbing myself from the endless dopamine that is stored inside the phone. And it really, this second part kind of comes out as a symptom or an offshoot of the fact that my phone is now a brick, because whenever I go to Chrome and then I try to type in YouTube to try to watch some long form, or subconsciously maybe my brain wants to go watch some YouTube shorts, it doesn't let me. And then it just gives me enough of that buffer. And I've done this in the past too before, where it's like I put the block up and then I just end up bypassing the block. But this time, like I'm not trying to give myself any outs. And so when I go to Chrome and then I start typing in YouTube and then it's blocked, then I'm like, oh man, I can't watch anything. So then, and then you kind of do that thing where you swipe between your apps, right? Like I've seen so many people do it, like just even sitting on the bus, you'll see people, they'll go to Instagram and then there's nothing, they'll refresh, click a few stories, then they'll go to Snapchat, click a few stories, then they'll go to TikTok, swipe a couple times, then they'll go back and they'll just repeat that cycle. I remember when I used to do that, like that was probably in high school now at that point, but it just switched for me. Like it would go YouTube and then I'd go to LinkedIn and then I'd go to YouTube and then I'd go to LinkedIn. And it's just breaking that cycle. It's like a mind fuck. It's like, whoa, wait, I can't go on YouTube now and just scroll endlessly. It just kind of puts you, like you just hit a wall, right? Like you just hit an invisible wall and you're just like, oh, wait. Yeah, I remember I was trying to stop the cycle and break this addiction. And so that has been helpful, because then it's like, oh, there's nothing on my phone anyways that can be so entertaining. So I have to entertain myself in other ways, like reading. So I'm getting into, I picked up a couple books to read, so that's been helpful for thinking or finding entertainment outside of my phone. And it's not even like entertainment, but it's like it's because it's educational stuff. Like I bought Alex Hormozzi's books, which I've been putting off for a while, and they're going to help me as long as I implement the tactics into my side project. It should help with what I'm trying to accomplish. So all of that is to say that it's like, even though yes, it's educational stuff, it's boring, quote unquote, because it's like nonfiction, whatever. But I've wanted to do this for so long. It's in alignment with my goals and where I want to be, and it's just like now all I have to do is just do the things, just execute, and as long as I keep doing those things, that just makes life fun, because then you start seeing things change and evolve and progress, and you reclaim the weight that you have in this world, rather than just existing in it and giving everything away to scrolling on social media, which is kind of how I felt for a little bit of 2025. Or not like all of it, because yeah, I did some cool stuff, and I'm still proud of how the year turned out, but there's so much that I left on the table that I don't want to leave out there for this year. And I'm not going to. I'm not going to let myself. That is the promise that I'm holding, and it all starts with breaking this social media addiction, because once this is broken, it's like, there goes sometimes up to like 8-10 hours of my day back. And it's not even that it was just like, you know all of that time is returned back to me, because sure, you could have been doing some of these things while you're multitasking, but even just the focus and attention that it took to, plug into a long form YouTube video while you're doing work, or while you're doing anything else, like even just like eating a meal or doing chores. It's just like, now that you have that back, and it's just like, instead it's just silence, or actually I've been listening to music a little bit more, which has been interesting. Um, Nothing new really, just like old playlists and stuff. Um, but yeah, that is how I'm breaking my social media addiction in 2026. I have to stick to it. That's the promise that I make to myself. I've made it many times before in the past and have not held up my end of the bargain, but this year has to be different, because there are too many things that I want to do in this year, and none of it can be achieved. Maybe a small, I don't even think a small fraction of what I want to achieve can be accomplished if I'm still tethered to this addiction, and give myself that out of like, oh yeah, I'll unblock YouTube because it's educational stuff, right? Then there goes potentially 2 to 10 hours per day, even especially on the weekends when I had nothing to do and I was home alone, and I could literally just veg out and scroll away endlessly for 10 hours. I have the receipts of screen times. It's bad, but I won't be able to achieve what I want to accomplish this year and then going into the future if I still have this. And ideal solution would be just to get a dedicated camera that has no, internet access, so I can just upload and record and upload from there, and then have my laptop, and just have like like a flip phone or something. Like I would love that. But we're in the digital age. Some aspects of having a smartphone are nice. But yeah, that's about it. It's been a good start to 2026. This day, I did good in keeping my promise, and I've been doing this thing for the past couple of years where I kind of like jumpstart my like New Year's resolutions. Not that this is really like a resolution. It's kind of just like how I want to change my lifestyle for the better, and hopefully permanently. It's like I start doing the thing that I want to do for the new year, like a couple weeks before the prior year ends. So, just midway through December, I started deleting all this stuff on my phone and blocking everything. and it's been going pretty good so far. I've been holding true to my word and like not bypassing these screen limit times and not re-downloading apps or anything like that. So as long as I can keep it up, it's only been day one, but we just need to keep repeating the good things that we experience in our days, and we'll have better days, right? So if you find something that makes you feel good, which being productive today definitely made me feel better than sitting on the couch and doom scrolling for 10 hours, then you just got to keep doing more of that. And it's hard when there's an addiction, right? Kind of tempting you back into its jaws. And it kind of sounds so stupid that it's like, oh, you have a phone addiction. But I don't know. There's millions of dollars, billions of dollars, maybe even trillions of dollars being poured into, you know, trying to keep you glued to your phone. So, I mean, I think it's kind of valid, but it does sound kind of lame in comparison to like, I don't know, doing crack cocaine or something. But fortunately, it's not that. But you know, we're trying to take things as they come. So, wishing you a happy, healthy 2026, and yeah, let's just crush this year.